يا الطاش يا المعنى خط بكتابك بترحيل لو سرابك ليلك وجنة بالدجا في الليل.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده نستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، إنه من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى، وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, today is our weekly class, Al-Raqa'iq, Matters of the Heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala soften our hearts. May Allah azza wa jal purify our hearts, and may Allah fill our hearts with the Iman and Taqwa. Ameen. And we are going through the Tamarat al-Iman, the fruits of Iman, the fruit that you reap because you have Iman in your heart. The Iman, my dear brothers and sisters, is the best replacement that a mu'min has for anything he loses. In other words, it's the best substitute for whatever you lose. The Iman, by the grace of Allah, enables you to bear the losses. People without Iman, they collapse. They lose heart. Maybe they will end up in ICUs because they cannot take the impact of the calamity that hit them. But the one with the Iman, no, this Iman, this gives him internal strength and strengthens his heart or her heart. So that's why we need to work hard in building this Iman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Ash-Shura, ayah 43, وَلَمَنْ صَبَرَ وَغَفَرَ إِنَّ ذَلِكَ لَمِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. And whoever endures patiently and forgives, surely this is a resolve to aspire to. Let us pause here. وَلَمَنْ صَبَرَ. So who exhibits sabr, shows sabr. Do you know the meaning of sabr? Actually, the word sabr is a type of plant. Oh, yes. And the fruit, its fruit is so bitter, the fruit of it. You can go to the market, to these shops, they sell herbal stuff, and tell him, give me 1 kilogram of sabr, and he will give you. And of course, it is medicinal, and they use it for many things. In the past, people they use it to apply to wounds to heal. I want you to understand one thing, that the things that we use metaphorically, keep this in mind, things that we use metaphorically or figuratively, actually they have real meaning. Okay? They are related to physical entities. Then we use them metaphorically. I repeat, the things that people use in the metaphoric sense, actually these things, they exist physically in the outside world. Then people, they borrowed that meaning and used it in a metaphoric sense. For example, if I say Asad, lion, this word lion, okay, the name of an animal. That's why a name is a label. So this is a sticker, a label for something exists outside the mind in the reality, which is that king of the forest, okay, the animal. Now, when I describe a human being, I say, this man is a lion. He's a lion. Definitely, he's not a lion, he's a human being. But I borrowed that name, lion, and I applied it for this human being and used it to address a human being because I noticed there is a relationship between the two. And that is, what is that relation? What they share in common. What they share in common is the courage, bravery. Oh, so he is as brave as a lion. So metaphorically I'm saying, he is a lion. But actually the word lion, Asad, is an animal. Don't you read in history Richard, the Heart Lion, or the Lion-Hearted, Richard. This is one of the commanders of the Crusaders, English. Is lion-hearted. Why they gave him that lion-hearted? Because he was brave man. So keep this in mind. We use things in the metaphoric sense, but the real meaning is the meaning of something there outside. It exists. It's a name of something physical. There's an entity exists outside the mind. I hope you are taking notes, and I hope you understand these things. That's why the object exists before the name. The stuff exists before the name. This is the stuff, this is the object, this is the entity, physical entity is there. Then we think, what should we call it? We think of a name. Actually, the name is just a sticker, a label you put on that object. That's the meaning of. That's why the name in Arabic is called ism. And the ism from the sima means to make mark. So it's just a mark. Sign. Now, coming to this ayah, وَلَمَنْ صَبَرَ. You know now the sabr is something bitter. Fruit. And used for the patience. Because patience is so bitter. To be patient, you have to swallow your pride, your arrogance. So it is not easy for the nafs. It's not easy for you to become a patient person. That's why you need to train yourself. Train yourself. When you feel, if you're a hot-tempered person, temperamental one, and you want to get rid of this bad habit, train yourself. So whenever you feel that you are going to lose temper, take a deep breath and hold it. Okay? And seek Allah's protection from the satanic whispers. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you are standing, sit down. If you are sitting, lie. Most of the problems people have today because of lack of sabr. They become angry, and anger leads to all types of crimes. Go to the prison and say, why did you kill? I was angry. Why did you hit him? I was angry. Why did you divorce your wife? I was angry. Anger, anger, anger. So that's why when the man came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, give me a piece of advice, O Prophet of Allah. I said, don't get angry. That's all about. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. And then he told him, and the Jannah will be yours. Just don't get angry. Control yourself. And one of the qualities of the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in the Holy Scriptures of the people of the book, that when you try to provoke him, incite him, he becomes more patient. This is one of his qualities, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why Zayd ibn Si'na, the Jewish rabbi, he wanted to check this quality. Zayd ibn Si'na. The Prophet ﷺ, he borrowed from him some food or money, and Zayd ibn Si'na found it a chance for him to check the Prophet ﷺ's patience. So he came before the payment is due, before. And he held the Prophet ﷺ and he said, you, Banu Abdul Muttalib, or Banu Hashim, you, the family, the clan of Abdul Muttalib, you keep procrastinating and delaying paying the payment of your debts. Sayyidina Umar happened to be there. He said, let me kill him. Said, hold your horses, Umar. That's not what we expect from you and need from you. What we need from you is that you tell him to be patient and to tell me to pay the man his money. Or Umar, go and give him his money from Bayt al-Mal, pay for him, and give him more. give him more, additional amount. So Umar radiallahu anhu took Zayd ibn Sa'na, gave him his money, and then he gave him additional amount. Said, what is this for? Said, my prophet told me to give you because I frightened you when I wanted to kill you. So this is a compensation for that. That's it. That was enough for Zayd ibn Sa'na to become a Muslim. To become a Muslim. And the sabr, my dear brothers and sisters, it can be acquired and gained by practice. إنما الصبر بالتصبر. إنما الصبر بالتصبر. You become patient by training yourself to be patient. And it is a virtue. وبشر الصابرين. وبشر الصابرين, and give the good news to those who are patient. And we are in need for this. Everyone is in need to have sabr. When you have the sabr, you will enjoy your marital life. And many of the marital problems will drop drastically because you have sabr. When your wife flares up, becomes mad, they do go mad, swearing, telling you, challenging you, if you are a man, divorce me. Just smile and control your anger. Though that guy, Satan, is here whispering to you, shame on you. Don't you hear what he is saying? He is challenging your manhood. Shame on you. Divorce her. Tell him, get lost. You want to destroy my family. Just keep quiet. Let her vent. Okay? Or leave the house. Leave. When things cool down, come back. Assalamu alaikum. It's over. She will come and apologize. I'm sorry. That's okay. This happened in the household of the Prophet ﷺ. His wives, they made him angry. Everyone is asking for maintenance. He said, I don't have. And he left the house, the Prophet ﷺ, for 1 month. And he was living in the masjid. After 29 days, he came back. And the first one he visited was Aisha. She stood at the door. And she said, the month is not over yet. He said 1 month, right? 30 days, 29 days, because she said, I was counting them on my fingers. The Prophet said, Aisha, the month can be 29 days and 30 days. Let us have peace. Because he has this quality that you try to provoke him, he becomes more patient. One day, one of his wives sent him food and happened to be with Aisha. Aisha felt very jealous. What did our mother Aisha do? She took a stone and hit the plate, and the plate broke and the food fell on the floor. What did the Prophet ﷺ do? He took a plate, good one, collected the food, put it on the plate, gave it to the Sahaba, and said, "Eat, your mother felt jealous." That's it. Imagine this happened to you. How would you react? And then he told Aisha, "You broke the plate of your sister, send her your own plate." That's it. Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab, who? Umar ibn al-Khattab, a man of the Sahaba, one of the companions, had a problems with his wife. So he decided to complain to Sayyidina Umar, to complain to Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab about what he is having at home. When he reached the doorsteps of the Umar's house, he heard from outside the yelling, the screaming, the shouting of Umar's wife. Umar's wife was shouting at Sayyidina Umar. So when he heard that, he decided to go back. He said, "I'm not alone. What I have, Umar has at home. So that means women are like that." So he decided to go back. By then, Sayyidina Umar opened the door. He saw the man heading back, going away. He said, "Call him, come back. What's the problem?" He said, "Nothing." He said, "No, tell me." He said, "Oh, commander of the believers, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, I came to complain about my wife. And I found that you have the same thing." He said, "Listen." See how Sayyidina Umar answered. He started listing the things that she does. He said, "She cooks for me, washes my clothes, stitches my clothes, looks after my children, cleans the house, feeds my horse," and started listing the daily chores. And she is a human being. If from time to time she flares up, I have to take it. This is Umar. Shaitan runs away when he sees Umar. Yet his wife is shouting at him. But he takes it because he has this quality of sabr. Take Fatima. Fatima radiallahu anha, the daughter of the Prophet ﷺ. She made her husband Ali bin Abi Talib radiallahu anhu angry one day. Fatima made Ali angry, upset. What did Sayyidina Ali do? He left the house. Where did he go? To the masjid. He prayed 2 rak'ahs and he slept in the masjid. And he was covering himself with his cloak, and that piece of cloth fell down, and now his cheek is on the dust, on the earth. The Prophet ﷺ came to ask about Sayyidina Ali. So he asked his daughter Fatima radiallahu anha, "Where is your husband? Where's your cousin?" She said, "He left the house and he was angry." The Prophet ﷺ knew where to find him, so he went straight to the masjid. He knew where Ali will go. So he knew where Ali would go, so he went to the masjid. And he found him asleep. So he woke him up and he said, "Oh, father of dust, get up. Ya Aba Turab." Because Ali's cheek was on the dust, on the earth. So he told him, "Ya Aba Turab, oh father of dust, get up." And that is the kunya of Sayyidina Ali, Abu Turab. And the problem was over. He went back. Things cooled down. As if nothing had happened. So the sabr, my dear brothers and sisters, is very, very important. So when you have the sabr, you'll have beautiful marital life, because life is not a bed of roses, not honey and milk, no. Ups and downs, okay? But when you have sabr, she gets angry, you take it. He gets angry, you take it. You tolerate each other, and you continue your life. Many of the young ones who get married, they don't have sabr, they don't have patience. They don't have experience, marital life. They just think uh, idealistically. They're not realistic. They believe what they see in the media or in the novels they read. They are living in the world of fantasy, not reality. Now they got married. Now problems start. That's why if we plot the graph of the marital life in the beginning, you see the graph is going like this, ups and down and ups and down. The graph is like that. Why? Then after years, the graph will become steady. Why? Because these ups and downs, two human beings living together, and they are discovering each other. Before the marriage, everyone is an angel. Now after the marriage, everyone is him. He is himself, she is herself. So now everyone discovers the reality of the other. So that's why these problems. Then they start learning, knowing each other. And then the graph will become steady. After having children, became matured. Now, by just looking at each other, they know each other. She looks at him, she knows what he wants. He looks at her, he knows what she wants. Because now they being there living for a long time. And that is when you enjoy life. Because now you know each other and you are putting your hands together and you are moving. There is now harmony, and everything is in unison. So you are moving together. So the sabr. وَلَا مَنْ صَبَرَ. And whoever endures patiently. وَغَفَرَ. Sabr and ghafar. Patience and forgiveness. You forgive. My advice for you, brothers and sisters, don't hold things in your heart, especially men. Oh, sister, be careful, huh? Men, oh, they keep recording and making different files for you. A man has different files for his wife. On this day she did that, and this day she did that, and this day she did that. And then one day he will open the archive, and the poor girl will go, you did this, you did this, you did this, you did this. Don't do that. Immediately delete. She said something, you didn't hear anything. That's why the Salaf, they say, at-taghabi. Taghabi. At home, you just play dumb with your family, play dumb. You didn't hear anything. You didn't hear anything. Just keep throwing away. Because women, they say things they didn't mean that. So why should you take things to heart? No, forget about them. You didn't hear it. That's it, finish. So forgive. Keep forgiving. Keep forgiving. وَلَمَنْ صَبَرَ وَغَفَرَ. Whoever endures things, calamities, patiently, and forgives. This is not easy. That's what Allah is saying. It's not easy. This needs strong iman and practice. Practice makes perfect. You need to practice it. There's no magical pill you can swallow and you become patient. No. إنما الصبر بالتصبر. That's what the Prophet said. Sabr بالتصبر. You train yourself, tasabbur. You force yourself to be patient. You train yourself. You are boiling inside. You are suppressing this anger. Inside, you are boiling. I want to, Shaitan is telling you, answer, reply, respond. By doing these things many times, you will get the experience. And then you will enjoy having this virtue, this noble quality, sabr. Once I read in a book, a psychiatrist is saying, if you want to see the ugliness of anger, when you get angry, rush to the mirror and see your face. Your face. You are angry, go and see your face in the mirror. That's how you look. Different person. Different person. You behave like an animal. So these two qualities, my dear brothers and sisters, we need to work on them, to have the sabr and to have the quality of forgiving others and being tolerant. وَلَمَنْ صَبَرَ وَغَفَرَ. Okay, whoever endures patiently and forgives. Then Allah said, إِنَّ ذَلِكَ, possessing these two qualities, ذَلِكَ, this اسم الإشارة, this demonstrative noun, okay, refers to these two qualities and what they entail. إِنَّ ذَلِكَ, surely this, لمن عزم الأمور, is a resolve. It is a lofty virtue, outstanding noble quality that you should yearn and long to have, aspire to possess this quality, sabr, patience and forgiveness. This is what we need, my dear brothers and sisters, to work on. So the sabr, when you have it, and this is linked, of course, to the iman. Why I have to suffer and suppress my anger and control my inner feelings? Because I want the reward from Allah. So I'm doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah on the day of resurrection, He rewards those who were patient without measure. No measure. The reward is so great. And they will be giving good news. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ, and convey glad tidings to those who are patient. The Jannah, وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. Jannah. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا. Those who will be, only those who have great iman, and they are lucky, will be granted admission to Jannah. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا. Those who will be granted admission to the Jannah, those who will enter the Jannah, وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. Those who experience patience, those who endure the temptations and the tests and calamities patiently in the dunya. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. Those who had sabr. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. Those who have great fortune. They are so lucky, so blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes them to the Jannah. So Jannah needs two things. The sabr. Sabr. When you have sabr, by Allah's grace, He, out of His generosity, He puts us in the Jannah. The sabr. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اصبروا وصابروا. اصبروا صابروا. Or you believe. اصبروا, be patient. وصابروا. And you should have patience more than your enemies. You should beat your enemies in terms of sabr, patience. You should have more patience than your enemy. So the sabr. وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Jannah. You want Jannah? Have sabr. Okay. No hastiness. Should not be hasty. Should be patient. That's why Allah said, this is لَمِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. Okay. There is a resolve to aspire to. This is something high, lofty. You should strive to reach there and to have this noble quality, the sabr. A reality, my dear brothers and sisters, when you lose something so beloved to you, it is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Test. This is how you should perceive whatever happens to you. You lose your job, you lose your child, you lose your wealth. Test. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will only test those whom He loves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has His own way. And there are different grades of tests depending on your Iman. So He tests everyone according to his Iman. But at the end of the day, it is a test. It is a test. And this is life. Life is not here to be utopia. If you think life is utopia, okay, everything is perfect, you are dreaming. Life is not like that. Dunya, this dunya, actually the Prophet ﷺ described it. الدنيا سجن سجن المؤمن جنة الكافر وسجن المؤمن. So the world, this dunya, is the paradise for the disbelievers. This is their paradise, because in the next life, their home is the hellfire. And for the believer, the dunya is a prison, jail, because the prisoner in his cell is not free to move. Maybe he has shackles, so he cannot move. So similarly, so this is the reality of the prisoner. So the believer, metaphorically like him, but no physical metallic shackles. Because the prisoner in the cell, his jail, is confined by living between four walls. He cannot move freely. Likewise, the Muslim, he is outside the prison, but he has to live within the boundaries, the limits set by the Sharia. He should not, his movement is restricted within the halal only. Though he wants to cross the boundaries, his nafs wants that. Okay, every man wants to look at women. Every man wants to, he has desires, but he restrains himself because this is haram. Though the nafs wants that. So that's why he is in this constant struggle against his own desires. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He created the Jannah and the Nar, the paradise and the hellfire, He sent Jibreel alayhi salam to have a look. And Jibreel came and said to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, anyone who hears of the Jannah will not miss it. And anyone who hears of the hellfire will not come near to it. He sent him the second time, and now he found that Jannah was surrounded with hardships. Hardships. To reach the Jannah, you have to overcome the hardships. And the hellfire surrounded with desires, lusts. So it's very easy to go to hell. Very easy. Just leave yourself without control. And that's what they brainwash you through the media. Enjoy yourself. Feel happy. Do whatever you like. No, don't do whatever you like. There are restrictions, there are boundaries, there are limits. You are a prisoner, you're not free. You will come from this prison, the dunya, the day you die. Day you die. Now you will enter the real place, and that is where you will enjoy all types of pleasures. You like women, men, they have this is their problem with men. Problem of any man, women. You like women? I was in the UK and I was giving a talk, and I, after I finished it, it was about the Jannah, and they mentioned in the course of the talk, the conversation, the Huriyat, the Huris. A non-Muslim young man approached me and he said, you mentioned something. I said, I mentioned many things. He said, no, no, no. Something that is the only thing that caught his attention. Something about women. I said, oh, you like women? I said, yeah, you do. I said, yeah, they are the Huriyat, Huris. You like women? He said, yes. I said, there are women there in the Jannah. Okay. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he mentioned the Huriyat, because he knows the mindset of the man. So now he wants to look at this woman, but there are women more beautiful. I have to control myself. I want those women there, the Huriyat. Prophet, when he described the Huriyat, he said, the Huriyat, if one of the Huriyat only, he said, she appears to the people on earth, the east and the west will be illumined, lit up. Imagine this. She will be wearing 70 garments. Yet, you can see her bone marrow. They are so beautiful. They are young. Every time you fulfill your biological needs with them, they become virgin again. حور مقصورات في الخيام. These women are confined. They are not roaming in the shopping malls. They are there for you in the tents. لم يطمثهن إنس قبل ولا جان. They will never touch, neither by jinn nor by human beings, virgins. For the believers. So the mu'min, he is within these limits, boundaries. The day that if he remained living within the framework of the deen, within the halal, so you don't look at any woman except your wife at home, and she is the apple of your eye. Same thing, the woman doesn't look at any man. Not that the whole family sit and watching television, watching movies, and everyone is fantasizing. I'm talking to you, okay? And you are seeing this dirty stuff. Family, children around, these two actors and actresses kissing each other, fondling, all that stuff, and they're watching. So everyone is in his own world, fantasizing. The man is imagining that woman. The woman is imagining that man. Hmm? So you need to stop all this nonsense. Live within the boundaries of the Sharia and see what Allah prepares for you in the Akhirah. All the things that we want to have in the dunya and Allah prohibited, you will get them there. You get them there in the Akhirah. And subhanallah, because I mentioned the Huriyat, sisters, always they feel jealous. Don't worry. You will not feel jealous there because you will be just as beautiful as the Huriyat. So don't worry. And you will never feel, I mean, jealous there. No. All these ills we have here will be removed from our hearts. Everything. So have peace. Are we going, women? There's questions they ask. Are we going to have male huris there? No, you're not going. Because that goes against your nature. It goes against your nature. Imagine Allah says to the woman, every woman is going to have 70 men waiting for her there. She will be offended. Any decent woman will be offended. What? 70 men waiting for me there? I am a chaste, modest woman. Not, you know what I mean. That goes against your nature. But when the man knows that he is going to have 70, that is, it resonates with his nature. Resonates its nature. So the sabr, my dear brothers and sisters, living within the limits and the boundaries set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this dunya is not our home. This dunya is not our home. Our home is the Jannah. We are going to live here only for a short period of time. And we are going to leave. The Akhirah is our home, so we have to keep thinking of the next life. When the Sahaba were building the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ, they were singing, chanting, Allahumma la aisha illa aisha al-akhirah. فارحم المهاجرين الأنصار والمهاجرة. That's what they were chanting. Oh Allah, there's no real life except the life of the Akhirah. That's the real life. Because the life in this world, in this dunya, is not always full of happiness. Today you're happy, tomorrow you are sad. Today you are healthy, tomorrow you are sick. Today you are rich, tomorrow you are poor. Like that. Things keep fluctuating. But the real home, the Jannah, finish. That's it. Joy, that's it. Everlasting joy in the Jannah. No sickness, no sleep, no waste, no urine, no stool, nothing like that. Continuous. You are living in this continuous state of happiness. You eat, you drink. No need to go to the loo. No need to go to the toilet. You start sweating. That's how the waste comes. And the sweat is the smell of musk. Musk. So that is the real home you have to think of. And the Prophet ﷺ, you know that, he entered the Jannah, walked in the Jannah on the night of the Mi'raj. He entered the Jannah, walked in the Jannah. He saw the palaces of the Jannah. And he described the palaces of the Jannah. One brick is gold, another brick is silver. Can you imagine this? Can you imagine this? Your palace, one brick is gold, another one is silver. And the cement between the two is musk. The rivers are flowing in your palace. The rivers are flowing beneath you. You are in your bed. Rivers are flowing. Streams are flowing. Streams of honey, milk, wine. And the glasses are there. Within reach, dip your glass and drink. Allah prohibited khamr for you, alcohol in the dunya, because it intoxicates. It makes you throw, makes you feel sick. You lose your consciousness. But the wine there, the khamr in the Jannah, لذة للشاربين. When you are sipping it, you enjoy sipping it. So sweet, so delicious. Milk, not pasteurized, no. Streams, rivers of milk. Honey. قطوفها دانية. The fruit, the clusters of fruit are hanging, low-hanging fruit. Just take, pick, and eat. That's the real home. That's what you should fantasize about. That's what you should dream all the time about, the Jannah. So the Prophet ﷺ, he entered the Jannah on the night of the Mi'raj, walked in the Jannah. He saw a palace in the Jannah, and he said, whose palace is this? They said, this palace, the Malaika telling, it belongs to a man from Quraysh. So the Prophet ﷺ thought that it was his. So he said, let me enter. They said, no, not now. That's one thing. Also, this is not yours. This palace belongs to Umar ibn Khattab. This palace is Umar's palace. Allahu Akbar. Umar? Yeah, Umar. Who was mushrik before? Idol worshipper? Yes. But Islam converted him, transformed him, and he became a pious, devout worshipper of Allah. So Allah rewards him. And this is his palace in the Jannah. The Prophet ﷺ informed Umar radiallahu anhu, and he said to Umar, I thought of your jealous, O Umar. Okay? Because if I enter this palace, you will feel jealous because I will see your house and see your huriyat there. Sayyidina Umar wept and cried. So that is our real home, my dear brothers and sisters. One day the Prophet ﷺ, he did like this in front of the Sahaba, as if to catch something. The Sahaba asked him, "O Prophet of Allah, you did something." He said, "Yes, I saw this cluster of grape lowering, coming down. So I wanted to touch it to give you. Then it went up." So when the Prophet ﷺ was describing the Jannah to the Sahaba, they feel that they are already there in the Jannah. They feel like that. So they were always living. Physically, they are here, but with their minds and their hearts, they are thinking of the Akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen our Iman, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us admission to the Jannah by His mercy and grace. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us our faults and mistakes and ignorance. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us to remain steadfast on this beautiful deen until we breathe our last and find our Rabb pleased with all of us. Ameen. May Allah bless all of us the beneficial knowledge of righteous deeds. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite our ummah in the haqq and unite our hearts in the haqq. May Allah reward all of you, my dear brothers and sisters, immensely for your patience and attendance. Barakallahu feekum. Jazakum Allahu khaira. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ameen wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakum Allahu khair, Sheikh, for our beautiful class today on matters of the heart. For those of you who are watching, I mention this every session that these episodes are compiled on the YouTube channel in playlists. We have these sessions every weekend on Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. UK time. If you are new here, please join us regularly, become a regular, learn from these classes, and inshallah, if you would like to be notified of when we are going live, you can do so by joining the WhatsApp group, by texting the Al-Fitrah phone number, which has been sent in the YouTube live chat, or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell, and you'll be notified about 10 or 20 minutes before we go live, inshallah. We are now going to have our Q&A session where you send questions in the WhatsApp group and we answer them live, or you can send your questions in the YouTube live chat and someone can forward them through, inshallah. Our first question for today, Sheikh, is asking okay, the questioner is asking in the topic of using bleach or like cream or a hair dye on the eyebrows to make some of it look less visible than others if the eyebrow is too thick. But the questioner here is saying they are struggling to find something like that and is asking if they can remove a portion of their eyebrows because their eyebrows are very thick.
Okay, this is I think they call it highlighting or something, where women, they can dye part of the hair so it will look like the skin. First of all, my dear sisters, plucking eyebrows is haram, kabira, major sin. The one who plucks her eyebrows, he is mal'una, he is cursed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Having said this, if the eyebrows are not normal and the hair is so much and so thick and affects her looks, Okay. Or some eyebrows are joined together. So the ulama, they mentioned you can remove what is in between and can, remove few hairs so that to look presentable, especially in front of her husband, etc. Though if she can highlight without removing the hairs, highlight so that she looks presentable without shaving or removing few hairs. Allah knows best. This is my advice for the sisters. Try use the highlight. That's fine. If there is necessity and it is not normal, if the high eyebrow is normal, no need. But the question is saying it's so thick, and there are cases like that, and she looks, her looks are not, pleasing to her husband, then she can remove the few hairs, and so that without taking much of the hair, okay, and not shaving, she can just remove few hairs here and there, and that's it. I hope this is clear to the sister. Next.
Jazakum Allahu khair, Sheikh. The next question is asking, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My country mostly follows or practices upon the Shafi'i madhab. And the questioner would like to know, a lot of the people there are also Sufi, and they perform or they celebrate the day of Mawlid. And the questioner wants to know if this is anywhere in the Shafi'i madhab, because they are claiming that they are Shafi'i.
No. This has nothing to do with the Shafi'i or the Hanafi or Maliki. All the four Imams are not celebrating the Mawlid. There's no way that, because the celebration of Mawlid happened very late during the reign of the Fatimites in Egypt. So there was no celebration of the Mawlid before that. So celebrating the Mawlid of the Prophet ﷺ is actually bid'ah, happened later on, and by the Fatimites, and they are a group of the Shia. So these Sunni Muslims are taking the Shia their examples. Okay, and so celebrating the Mawlid is bid'ah, no doubt about it, and none of the Sahaba, Tabi'een, three generations, the four Imams, no one celebrated the Mawlid or the birthday. And this will take time for the people to get rid of it. It will take time. It will not finish overnight. So what you need to focus on is the education. Learn your Islam, your Kitab and Sunnah, and the youth, because the elders now, they are convinced. But the problem that they are also imparting that and teaching it to the young ones. So the young ones also believe in that. But we should not waste our time, and we should not keep it all the time our issue. We have to move on, and we have to educate the people and teach them Kitab and Sunnah. Once the people, they understand the Kitab and Sunnah, these bid'ahs, innovations, they will die automatically. Next.
Jazakum Allahu khair. The next question is asking, Sheikh, how should you respond, or how should you deal with someone who makes takfir upon you because, or maybe it's a family member or something, who is trying to take part in something that is a bid'ah, and you are refusing to take part in it, and you're being takfired as a result?
What to do? You just ignore them. They are ignorant. Don't react. Just Let's say you are kafir, smile. Say, may Allah guide me and guide you. Don't react. They are jahil, ignorant. What to do? Okay? They are in the dark. There is a Chinese proverb says, don't curse the darkness, but light the candle. Light the candle. Educate them. May Allah guide them. Next.
Ameen. Jazakumullahu khair. The next question is asking, am I contradicting any hadith, or am I performing anything incorrect if I initiate, or if I give salam first to someone who is younger than me? As there's a thing in culture where the younger is supposed to give salam to the elder. So is this something that is wrong?
No, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong. The one who begins saluting the other is better than the other. So, and of course, if, for example, an elder passes by people, even if they are young, he gives them salam, because that the one who passes by people salutes them. So, yes, these are etiquettes that when you come to the elders, you respect them, you give salam, etc. Okay, and you either you kiss their hands or kiss them on the forehead out of respect. These are etiquettes. That's it. Next.
Jazakumullahu khair. The next question is asking,
And this will be the last question. Sorry.
yeah, our last question for today, Sheikh, is asking, Assalamu alaikum. Is there any prophetic medicine for a hormonal imbalance? I'm assuming that this is referring to like a man who is very feminine or a woman who is very masculine.
No, I don't recall. But if there is, I'm not aware of. But a person who's having this hormonal disturbance in the body, he should seek medication and see the experts, and they will describe for him and prescribe for him the best cure, inshallah, best medicine for him or her.
Jazakallahu khair, Sheikh. And that is our final question for today. That brings us to the end of our session. For those of you who are watching, please don't forget to join us next week on Saturday at 2 p.m. UK time. Stay tuned in the WhatsApp group. Stay tuned on YouTube in case anything changes, any plans or any timings change. But inshallah, we look forward to seeing you all there. Sheikh, we look forward to seeing you, inshallah. If you have anything else, any final words, I can pass it to you.
Barakallah fikum, jazakumullah khair. May Allah bless you, bless your family, protect you, protect your family. And may Allah elevate your status in this world and in Jannat and Na'im. Ameen. Until we meet, inshallah, in the coming session, I leave you in Allah's company and protection. في حفظ الله ورعايته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Ameen wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.